Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode from WhaleJaw 3D. In episode 12, we're going to be finishing this object here. The last episode I managed to finish the front end, or as much... we finished it. We haven't, but in this episode, we're going to. I think we've got to put like an indicator hole in and some grills here. But this is the main thing I want to teach you today. Is like, say these holes here, I never showed this hole, but it's pretty basic, it's just an extrusion, you know what I mean, and I've like kind of bowed it round ready for the intake. But overall, that's the most complicated thing that we need to do now. We need to put some body lines in there, which you've seen before, and then we've got to put some vents in here. These vents are going to be tricky, so I think today's like main course is going to be this area here, showing you how to do like those vents, what's the best way and stuff, yeah? And then we'll probably put some like time lapses in, just tackling this front end as well, you know what I mean? Because if you look, can you see how it's like kind of lumpy there? We need to like tidy it up anyway. Yeah, so if you've been following along, bless you. I think someone's actually trying to do this with me. It'll be interesting to see what it looks like at the end. Looking forward to tidying up that area there as well. We'll make sure we do that in this episode. But first, we have tea. We must drink tea. So if we look at a reference image, we can see here, we've got a separated rear end with a harsh line. Like it's clearly separated, that's going to swing up into it. And then we've got some air vents here. They look kind of tricky, but I thought about it and it's not bad, it's quite simple. Here's a topic. When doing 3D, I'm not into making it hyper realistic. Like at the minute, I think there's somebody building an Audi at the minute and he's going for like catalogue spec, like perfection. It's like, I'm not into it. I like stylized cartoons, you know what I mean? And it pretty much is why we've chose Batman as well, because I personally think, although Audi is a very good car, I just think they're boring, you know what I mean? It's like a 5th generation inbred Lamborghini, and they're just boring now, they're all straight lines. It's like, if you saw a woman made out of straight lines, you'd think she were ill, you know what I mean? A good looking woman is curvy. Look at any animation ever, they always accentuate the curves. So to have a car like a Lamborghini, even though it looks cool, you know what I mean, yeah, it's like a certain vibe, but unless it's like a Lamborghini, it don't really work, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? I'm just not into like doing hyper realistic, like, oh, this new car's out, it's wicked, let's model this one. I'm not into that, you know what I mean? I like things like this, just one off, like, oh, can you remember this car? It was crazy, you know what I mean? So my modeling lessons aren't necessarily like how to do a car, they're more like just how to model, basically. I'm going to show you how to rig it. So let's hang out and we'll carry on with this car. We should have it done soon. I think I've got like 2 days to finish this car, so I'm just going to crank that. It's going to be a lot of time lapses. I need to find some good music or do some voiceovers, you know what I mean? I'll try and think about some topics. If I can, while I'm drinking my tea, talk about some topics, I can snippet them off at the top, you know what I mean? I feel like if we start on the rear, and then near the end of the video I can just smash in some time lapses at that. I can do it in my own time, you know what I mean? I can put music on, I can just crank on it, you know what I mean? Because you understand that, don't you? You just want to see something complicated, so it's probably going to be a time lapse of me just tidying up around here, look, because we can see we've got shading issues. It might be worth just giving these a tickle now, because we've put in a bunch of geometry from doing this like front end, and it's all starting to bunch up there, you can see it. Might even be worth changing our shader to something different. There we go. So we can kind of see like it's a bit tight, a bit messy, you know what I mean? If we come in, you can see it's all over the shop, you know what I mean? So yeah, in particular it's like mostly this area here, we've got to kind of tidy up that area, haven't we? So I'll probably do a little time lapse of that, I mean tidying that up fast. we're getting there, aren't we? We've refined the inside to what we're kind of happy with down there. I need to now, obviously, it looks like we clearly need to put some more geometry into that, don't we? Because it looks a bit chunky. And it's because we've not even turned our subdivision on. Oh, we weren't even looking at that. That's testament to a good model, you know what I mean? If we look down there, it's as good as it's going to get. Or as good as, I'm happy with it. So, we're leaving it, you know what I mean? It's always going to be a bit like movie proppy, a bit lumpy, you know what I mean? So I bet they were a nightmare to like sand in. No, it's probably easier than doing it this way. But we just need to like come in, refine them, don't we? Well, I think it's tea break. We'll be going an hour and 10. We'll save this whole portion here. We'll stick to this now. Because we might end up sending geometry through and stuff, you know what I mean? So if we, for now, then have a quick break. I hope you enjoyed that time lapse. Next, we're going to finally tackle doing this here. Yeah? Cool. Let's have a wee. Thought I'd blast on a whisper. I do like a bubbly chocolate, but I always just feel like I'm being ripped off. I'm being sold air. No. Oh yeah. Enjoyable then. That's what I need. A bit of sugar. Now let's melt it out with some tea. So we're going to try and chuck in that grill there, aren't we? How am I going to do it? It's probably worth just letting you time lapse. I'm going to do a little example, I think. So if I get some Shift A, you know what I mean? We make a cube. We knock it up here. And we go into edit mode of it. What we want to do is basically, with that back end, say we've got a bunch of loop cuts like that. You're going to have like that many. We'll call it that many. The shape's not going to be exact, but say like that's my back end. We can basically just say select those ones. And you got your different kinds of grills, haven't you? You can extrude it inwards like that, so it's one of those ones. Yeah, okay, like an innie. Or with this back end, it's looking like it's going to be an outie, like this. Yeah? So what I need to do then is come in with the faces, and we're going to need to like inset them slightly, and then extrude them back in the right direction. Yeah? So we're going to have to do something like that with these vents. Now obviously you can come in after and just like blend them in. We'll be doing some of this, you know what I mean, to like get them to marry in and bring them down, you know what I mean? Yeah? So effectively that's what I'm going to be doing on the back end. It should be simple stuff. So shall we get started? Looks like a piece of Lego now, doesn't it? Let me drink my tea first. Oh, a chocolate bar and then a cup of tea afterwards. So we're going to need to turn that shading off, aren't we, so we can actually see the shape. I know what. It's what we got to do. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hot dogs. 6 little dogs that we need to kind of like blend in. In a good mood today. We're getting there, aren't we? It's starting to take shape. We might even be able to call it finished today. Who knows? We can see we've only got 4 there, aren't we? So we're going to have to pinch some, aren't we? So after all that tidying, was it worth it? We also need to separate it first, don't we? If we separate it, then we can kind of isolate it a bit better, actually. Yeah, let's separate it. Can't believe I haven't done that yet, to be honest. I'm going to go for that line there. It looks like the boot line. It looks like that's going to be our boy right there. So, can adjust that one and fit it in. So if we grab that one, we can now come across here. Set my eyes, this is... We just need to blend it in, don't we? So, should we switch to ones and then go to a time lapse and we'll do this, yeah? So, we've managed to do his groove on the back. We've tied it back end up. Kind of. I'm happy with that. I feel like there's going to be enough stuff in there. We're not really going to see it. It'll print okay. So, I'm happy, you know what I mean? Probably redo that back end. That's what's making it look a bit weird. But so far, we've got that rear panel in, haven't we? We've just got to now chuck in. Zotel's on, right? Looks like there's a big hole there. Fuel cap. That's good. That's going to help us out with that geometry. Awesome. So, let's do the grills then. Let's get these in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, if we get back to this spot here, should we just draw a knife just to see where it goes? We kind of need to follow that organisation, don't we? But what we can do is bunch our animation, bunch our geometry up, can't we? We could basically come in here and kind of like smush it up, and it might create that line for us. Like this. This is kind of like what we're working with, isn't it? So if I suck these in, like that, we've kind of followed that shape a lot easier, haven't we? You know what I mean? The shading is not too affected because we're using GG. And then we can like just come in and tidy that up, can't we? GG, marry that edge, and just relax it in a little bit. GG, marry that edge. So we've kind of defined that area now, haven't we? A lot better. After trial and error, we can come in and we can like kind of inset each individual one now. So if we just try that, come in, select your next row, inset it, try and marry it in about the same. This one, insert. We could do them all at once, obviously, but because they're right next door to each other, it's better to just do it behind that. It's simple enough, isn't it? Press I, scroll in. Yeah, so now we can select this area. It should get simple now. Yeah, so we've made our little vent areas. We basically just need to extrude these up now. So if we press E to extrude, it's going to like match our individual origins of those faces, you know what I mean? And we know they want to be chunky, you know what I mean? Because once we moved it, we lose that origin. So if I have a look, they are fairly chunky, you know what I mean? And they round off on the edge and round off at the back. So what we need to do is probably going to need some loop cuts in there, but we'll figure it out. So if we come in here now, obviously now, at this back edge here, we need to send it down, don't we? So if we select them all and try and do symmetrical work as we go along, switching between the shift and the control key. What we can do is say GG, and we can like kind of follow down that area, can't we? And then we can give it a GG to like make it round. How simple was that to make grills? That was ridiculous. Once you got all your geometry set in, we've basically done it. All we got to do is extrude that hole in there, aren't we? That's amazing. I'm so happy with that. So, shall we just quickly bob out and check it, make sure we ain't got no shading issues? And it's looking pretty bob on, isn't it? I'm happy with that. We just need to extrude it. I mean, we could probably come in with those edges there, round them off, couldn't we? They kind of need doing. So can we do them all at once, just for the glory? If we get a GG, because it's going to want to go, I don't know, it might be. Turn that off. GG, no, you can't do it. Get GG, it should be able to figure that out, then, shouldn't it? And that should help round them off. If we just flick that on, you know what I mean? It's made them lovely and round there, hasn't it? I'm loving this. Finally, something simple and rewarding. GG, pull it in. It's a bit slow because subdivisions on. Come on. There we go. We've got like a rounded... Oh, these are incredible. I love them. So, what we can do now then is we can start extruding those faces, can't we? So if we knock off that view, come in here, using your shifts and your controls, it's like playing the piano. Just come in, bang, 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 bang. And then this time we need to inset it, don't we? We kind of need to... Let's just inset it for now, before I start waffling. Yeah? And that's obviously like our faced edge, isn't it? It's all nice and level. What we need to do now is extrude it. I'm hoping. It is! Oh, look at it. So we can see like, we're going to exceed the model there, aren't we? So if we just bring it back, we know it kind of needs to be like in that first loop cut, don't we? What we can do then is just send it down a phrase like that, yeah? And then it might be worth rotating the Y's. I don't know whether it's going to do individuals. It is. We need to rotate the X's. You know what I mean? And just kind of like, is that how it wants to be? Kind of. I feel like we're going to end up removing these anyway, so I'm going to undo that. Because it was like a perfect extrusion, wasn't it? But for now, these are ideal. Now, what happens if I press GG? They're ideal for 3D printing, they are, you know what I mean? Nice and deep. When it comes to animation, we'd probably just delete that area, you know what I mean? But, I don't know. Is it worth now just deleting those faces? Because that's kind of cool, isn't it? You know what I mean? We just need to make sure we chuck in a loop cut. I mean, just all the geometry on the edges, because what I want to do now is if we come in and select this ones, we can start to flatten them down, you know what I mean? Come in. Oof, my eyes. That one. Make sure we got them all correct. And we're going to GG him to the back face. Like that. Then come back forward. And we should have like a really smooth transition there, shouldn't we? It might even... I don't know. Let's check it out. Don't want to faff if I don't need to. So, let me just... What have we got? They kind of look alright, don't they? You know what I mean? That's that indent bit. I feel like... Let's have a look at it in this view. It's like as cool as it is to see through it. We need the faces, you know what I mean, for when we print. But then when you print that, that's fine anyway. Is it gonna print? It's not ideal for printing, but you could do it, you know what I mean, but it's not ideal. So these edges there, they seem a bit too crispy, but at the same time, I'm about it, you know what I mean. It's like they need to be fattened up a little bit, don't they? We've got no chunk to them, even though there is chunk there. So what we could probably do is come back, just make our life easier. And we're just going to pull these down at the top, you know what I mean? Because they're just too damn crispy, man. So we can safely just punch them down, can't we? Like that. That's chunking that out. And then we need to do the same across the front. We just test it out on those ones, bring it down, and we'll give it some beef. You know what I mean? It might be worth punching it forward a bit. You know what I mean? To really help define it. Yeah, it's getting it some chunk now, isn't it? We need to now chuck in a loop cut here. It's all gone wrong on that one, isn't it? So if we look at the front then, what we got here? We don't need that. As much as I want doing, we've got our air vents in. They're kind of tapered, kind of blend in. If we want to sharpen those corners up, we probably just need to like come in with this loop cut here, which is, where does that go? It should be that one. No, I view it does matter. Yeah, it should be that one. This one here, if we get some GG, we can like kind of match that area, can't we? Pull it out. If we just flick on our subdivision. We're on that edge, so if we GG inwards, we can see it does that. It goes round. So if we come outwards, we see it goes rock hard, can't we? So if I cancel that, just turn it off so I can actually move it. We can like kind of suck it into there, test it. And if we look, we've kind of got like nice square but round. Square but round. I feel like I like those better. So I'm going to do that with those. I need to achieve that with this side as well. So I'm going to say that's done. Leave it, walk away. We've completed that rear end bit now. So we've got to tidy up this area here, ready for what looks like, I don't know what it is. What is it? It's a cavity anyway. So we need to create a quick cavity on there, but while we're here, we need to sort this window out so it's all kinds of lumpy into it. We need to also cut a line in across the top actually. Oh, forgot about that. Yeah, we've got to like chop it in there, haven't we? We can see my shapes miles off, but it's our own creation though, you know what I mean? Wow, that's quite a way off, but it's what happens, isn't it? I'm not correcting that. No way. I lost my car then. So we obviously need to create like a point, don't we? And it's gonna follow that. So Looks like this is going to be... We've got to send it up there, aren't we? I'm probably just going to send it up there, you know what I mean? It's going to want that to define that there, isn't it? So if we just straighten them in there like that, maybe pull these back a bit to create that like rounded edge there. All the work that we can't see. Our roof bits kind of separated. We've still got some fuss on that. So I'm assuming that last bit was just one big fat time lapse, because you know what I mean. You know what I'm doing. You're just enjoying the process now, aren't you? I've basically done the back end. Look at it. I really like them grills. I'm very happy with myself on these grills. Very good, very good. We've tried to smooth out the best we can around the back end. We can kind of see that we're getting some nice reflections, can't we? I had a lot nicer world view on before. That one. You know what I mean? Like, it's lovely and smooth now. Not that we need to care so much about back end, but we probably are because we've got a jet booster. We tidied the window up the best we can. We've shaped it so we can chop it out later on. We now need to, I want to, do this front end here. It's a bit knobbly. I'd like to go it a bit rounder, and then we need to put the headlight or indicator. It's got to be a headlight. I was thinking actually, there's no headlights on this vehicle. You know what I mean? It's like, how does he see? And it must be these bottom ones. It's got fog lights, and that's it. It kind of needs some like RX-7 headlights on it. You know what I mean? So that's probably what we might do another time. So let me just slurp my tea, and we'll get started. I'm not going to talk about how much work there is going down that side yet. There's stuff, there's like little details, like in that little vents and stuff. There's extra detail that I'm going to skip. If I'm honest, if it's a big obvious thing, I'm going to do it. But I'll probably do it. I'm just not going to do it on camera. I'm going to need some kind of chit chat for over the top of these time lapses, because I'm not a big music guy. And you're not allowed to use anything decent, are you? So there's something funny with these pictures, look. I want to do this headlight here, look, next. Or, it's supposed to be a headlight. They're saying it's an indicator. Now, this is a model, obviously, you know what I mean? So, if we look at this one, this guy got it right. It's actually a fog light, you know what I mean? Like, why does Batman need an indicator when he hasn't even got headlights? Yeah? So, there is headlights, so, because he needs to see. If I remember, there were a grappling hook in it as well. There was a grappling hook, I'm sure there was. And it popped up the roof or something. Was that something else? It cut a cable or something, didn't it? I don't know. Still yet to watch it. Probably watch it over Christmas with kid. Oh, I mean, sweet. So, how are you getting along then, people? Comment below. Thank you for all the support. It's definitely fueled me. Always remember, if you're running out of zoom, like your zoom's gone all screwy, just press the decimal point, that one, number pad, yeah? And it'll just sort it out for you. I was thinking about what kind of wheels we could put on it yesterday. Some deep dish chrome spinners, I think would be quite comical. What they're called? That one's everybody loves. Blitz 03s. Kind of look good on them, wouldn't they? Because it does look like it needs... We all want to know what it'd look like with some good wheels, don't we? So, I think there's going to be an episode where we're building wheels. We're going to build many wheels. And we're going to test them out like old Jimmy Oaks, you know what I mean? Check out my new wheels, but we'll try 4 different pairs in each episode, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's why in this episode, I just want to get this smashed. I'm just a sucker for my tea break, you know what I mean? My subscribers are definitely going up, I know that. I don't know whether it's because of this video. I'm trying to get to 2,000 subscribers before Christmas Day. Now, I don't think I'm going to make it, but I think it's under 100 now I need. So, if you want to click subscribe, come on, get me over that 2,000. I think I've inspired my friend as well. He's a big streamer. He likes doing Twitch stuff, you know what I mean? He's probably seen his phone pinging for the last few days, like 10 episodes of my like kind of streamy stuff coming out, and it's clearly inspired him, and he's now doing some streams, you know what I mean? I sent him that video. I think it was like why I got into 3D, and it was like about Dragon Splitter. If you haven't seen that video, why I got into 3D, so it's more of an entertaining one, you know what I mean? You could chuck on with misses, half an hour, it's a bit of like a movie entertainment one as opposed to how to like that. It's nice to just do some entertainment videos once in a while, you know what I mean? So I enjoy the challenge of these more than you know what I mean? To just model a car is pointless for me, but to make a video out of it, now that's challenging. That's what I like. I would love to teach Blender for a living, I really would. I'm super chill, everybody always loves me. I've got this knack for just inspiring people and getting them to try harder, basically, you know what I mean? Give them a bit of drill sergeant, bit of life advice, you know what I mean? And square them up and then they're away, basically. But on that note, probably should get cracking myself, shouldn't I? Pull the microphone away from my face because you just don't need it that close. And shall we start a time lapse? Let's do the front. So then, what are we in? Hour and a half in. I think I've done. I just don't know. It never ends. So we've done that little scoop thing. That was a bit of a pain. I got it wrong, but I had to correct it. But it came out. It was pretty simple. GG, smoothing everything all the time. Helps you out. The headlights in. It's nothing special. I was gonna make it flat, but it looked really crap. So I like kind of made it the same contour as the thing. So I think we could officially say we've completed it, haven't we? We have completed the Batmobile. There's something on the side here. If we look here, look, we've got like this kind of like indentation and a catch. And it's the same on the top. Ooh, we got some vents. We've got to put those vents in. So there's like 2 more things to do. Yeah? I've got to finish it in this video. So we're doing it. Right then, I didn't actually film an outro, so I'm just going to quickly show you this body piece is kind of finished. There's probably a couple of things I've missed, but this body piece is done. I put a bit of lighting on, I put a floor on, you know what I mean? So give you a whirl, you know what I mean? Like, oh baby, you know what I mean? It's coming along. So I think we've got all the little details that we want. I'm probably a bit fussy about that. Well, I'll sort that another time. This is done. The next episodes now, if I can get another episode in, is probably just going to be like the wheels. We need to do the front intake and we need to do the exhaust, don't we? So there's like 3 chunks there. That'll probably take 3 videos. If I can do we'll see how we go, you know what I mean? there's probably 2 or 3 left, and Christmas is now imminent, isn't we? So I need to get this finished tomorrow, ideally. So we'll call it a day there, and I'll see you tomorrow. Nice one. I'd do your render, but I'm miles away from camera. Right, see you in a bit. Have fun.